Pull that chair out of there. Pull that chair out of there.
Put it where?
Put this one in its place.
All right. Ah. It is a night of rain,
Thank you.
as often is the case in Marencia. The city itself built upon canals and waterways, much of it built on top of itself. The lower city, known as the Undercity because much of it is indeed underwater, and houses are built just above, is notorious. It is, of course, all encompasses the entire city, as the nicer homes are on top of them, and encompasses the city that everyone thinks of as Morencia. Fine things and amazing festivals. A place where people can get just about whatever they need. And it is here that you've all found yourselves right now traveling by gondola through the canal streets. And you can see mostly that some people live near the waters, partial damp houses of the poor, all the rich, and the storefronts all encompass the upper dry pieces of the city. And it doesn't escape your notice that in this place, that eventually what is nice and new and shiny will itself find itself near the water, partially sunken. And evidence of that is already above, and you can see the tops of all the houses and buildings are constructed and made in such a way where the more could be put on top. And some of the wealthier people already have construction going, complicated stonework in order so that they can simply move up as their buildings sink, and that they can potentially rent the lower parts once they get closer to the water to the poor. It is to a wealthier elevation that you have been called. Specifically, a member of the Bankers Guild, Vicia Giverte, has reached out. Gorgo, you have heard of many in the communities here losing loved ones, specifically those who meet of more of a clandestine nature. Often, not ones who are committing adultery or anything like that, but though those have gone missing as well. The ones that pique your interest are those who, because of either class or other concerns, have had to meet in secret and carry out trysts in the dark near the waters. Many have gone. And at some level, you might be hoping that's what this is about. The guards thus far in the last few weeks have been unable to find any information. And at least the last lead that you heard of the guards, those who had it, they themselves vanished in their investigations, supposedly going undercover. In a similar vein, sorry, Gorgo, you were asked to bring anyone who you find capable to deal with this. And the note simply said that given the disappearances and who they were, this must be a very capable creature doing these things. Titan and Obelus, being the rather hunters of note, infamous in some circles and famous within your own, have also been given clues so far. Whatever is doing this, or whomever, is unknown. More of a supernatural or preternatural idea is given. But you have been offered a significant amount of gold. It is thought anyone who participates here and helps bring this to an end would be given 100 gold apiece, as well as anything that might come from your investigations or efforts. And so you are on the boat as it moves closer to Visia's house. I'd say as we kind of zoom in here in this kind of fog and wet area, Gorgo, how do you feel like you recruited, or I would say Dictan or Princess Solid, how do you feel like you're recruited by Gorgo in this instance?
I guess we met some time ago, and when I was around, she, I guess, asked me. I'm sorry.
Okay. You want to fill in at all, Gorgo?
Yeah, I think you probably would have received a letter from Gorgo. It's after we had met, and it would have been like, meet me at like the second quarter. Urgent message. Expertise required. Keep this hush hush. And then it would like be signed with like a little like kiss with like dark black lipstick, and then it would have requested that you meet her at her club to discuss the details. And I think Gorgo would have had Charlotte and probably Obelus come to this meeting where she asks everyone she knows that she needs help on a mission, and there's money in it for them if they want.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then I guess Obelus would have looped Titan in.
Work. Finally, we have a job.
Yeah, one of my old friends reached out.
Good. The tab's getting bigger and the ale is getting weaker. Follow you to the ends of the earth.
Don't drown us too deep in debt, big guy.
Is Titan drinking in the gondola?
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She kind of going,
Do you
now.
want one?
I have a lot of
Yeah.
sirens in my area for people who don't play with me. So
All right. In that case, as the gondola stops, you can climb up the ladders to get to the dry area of the city, lit by softly glowing lamps and torches here that line the streets. Easily recognizable due to a having been here before, I think, Gorgo, due to the now missing husband of Vicia, who she found cheating on her once and thus enlisted your services. You've been here before. And I guess as we walk these very wealthy and endowed streets, always this kind of newer construction based on the nature of the way the city works. I would say, how's Charlotte looking? What's she kind of taking in?
I assume it's not daytime, correct? There's no
Correct,
daytime.
right? Yeah.
Good. Yeah. She is. Okay. So yeah, she has been passing through this area after her last venture, and has been spending a bit of time here. You know, I mean, there's a place to perform for money. There's, it's a decent area that has a lot of things to eat, and so she gets her note and isn't so much swayed by money or coin, but definitely sees this as a means to her ongoing mission in life. And so she takes the note and she would have gone to meet up. And she these days has to spend a little bit, it's a little harder for her to concentrate, but she manages to concentrate well enough to hide her identity, because it slips more easily these days with how her curse has been feeding upon her, and she finds it when she's concentrating on magic, or when she's falling asleep, or if she happens to get truly stressed out, that those features of death start to really appear on her again. And so she's been kind of keeping to herself, and kind of I don't know if the group knows or not. I assume they do. And so she probably kind of sees this as just as a good opportunity to be around people she doesn't have to be as concentrated on, and can kind of let that slip on occasion and not be worried about something coming after her. So yeah, I think she just sees this as a part of what she wants to achieve here. And it's another small step in that direction. So has been mostly quiet as she followed along, but you know, she's still there.
Good. In that case, you continue. And here in the citizen district, you come to a house, gold worked into the doors, and generally beautiful. Even jade put over the wood as a door is opened for you, and a man, um, green skin, gills on the side, with pointed fins that have been colored a crimson, stands before you in a butler's uniform, black suit, white undershirt, black tie, and gives a smart bow and recognizes the called ones as he bellows. And some of you would know this as the Laneshi and underwater dwelling folk. As Howard just goes, do you have your letter, please?
Most certainly. Hello, it is I, it is Gorgo. I mean, I was called by name, but here is my letter, and she passes the letter. Are you are like the footman, yes?
Indeed, ma'am.
No, I like footmen.
And smiles. Just needed to be sure in these days. And holds it back up and hands it to you. Looks about. This looks like a good crew. Follow me. And
Can I ask a question?
sure.
Because I am curious about. I don't know what anybody looks like. Like my character, my party.
Yeah. And I would say, as we go for it, as we walk through these halls, go ahead and describe what your character's doing and how they appear.
Gorgo is confidently walking through this space, but probably one who knows her would. She is just enjoying being in like a rich place, even though where she comes from is not rich. So she's like purposefully like jingling all of her jewelry, even though it's like costume type of jewelry. She has a lot of like gaudy gems and stuff on. She appears to be a human, darker skin with these big black corded bands of hair that she has wrapped up in sort of like a bun ponytail, and they are incredibly shiny. And if you stare at them too long, you could swear that they move. She carries 2 scimitars with her. She has a big cloak, and she is walking around like she owns the place, even though she most certainly owns very little. Just her dance hall and her 2 swords.
The entire ride here and then stepping through the threshold has been like, it's been pretty dark, but here inside, since this is a wealthier abode, probably is pretty well lit. So up until this point, Obellis has been pretty like wrapped up. She has like a cowl around her face, like she has gloves, and her clothes are covering almost every bit of inch of skin that she has. But her eyes have been like kind of glowing in the dark almost, indicating her downcast nature. But as soon as we step into the house, like her eyes kind of like shift back, almost like adjusting to the light. They're no longer glowing in the dark, essentially. And she kind of like slips her cowl down a bit, revealing her face, and there's scars across like her cheeks and chin, one across her lip, and just a hint of stitching close to like one of her ears, that's hidden by unevenly cut black hair. It looks like a literal 2-year-old tried to cut their hair. It is uneven, jagged, all over the place.
Charlotte is a young woman. In prior games, I've described her as late teens, early 20s, based on the year of which she was turned. She has alabaster skin, but it becomes definitely more of a pale white in moments of stress, where her features start to become more gaunt and death-like. Her clothing is always in the same two colors, which is sort of a dark red and a black, whether it's her performance costume or her casual wear or her armor. Those two colors are a lot of what she wears. She always has some type of hat. She's kind of the Jacqueline Kennedy of my characters. And blonde hair. Oh yeah. And one of the most important features, she always has some type of hair ribbon, whether it's just kind of tied somewhere or, and they're usually the color blue. She doesn't talk a lot about it. And if you've ever seen her at night, she actually sleeps with, it seems a little strange, but she sleeps with this tiny doll that is kind of strange looking, but there's a reason behind everything. And yeah, so that's her.
So Dice is like a gentle giant. He is furbog and he has moss hair, very like greenish blue skin. He's about 7'1". He's just towering over most of you, I would think. And he kind of very shy, very, I would assume he would be next to Gorgo because that's the only person he knows at the moment there. So he would be like very, very close to her, like almost touching her hand, kind of, like feeling her for her support because he is so like distressed. He's usually does not come out anywhere like that, but as a favor to Gorgo, he just couldn't say no. And despite his eerie appearance, Dice carry himself very softly, kind smile, and smart, knowing eyes. He might look like a monster, but truth is he's a big teddy bear.
I think Belisar Titan.
So Titan is also quite a large fellow, about 6'5", 6'7", give or take. Orcish, appearing with one giant maul on his back and then a giant great axe on the other, wearing just wearing splint mail. Kind of walks with an air of he's just here for the ride. He just likes being out of the house because he knows that if anyone tries to mess with him, he'll just splatter them. Kind of that cocky arrogance. But if it's okay with you, Belle, like following behind you, almost as if to others who don't know our relationship would think I'm your bodyguard.
Probably. You are the bronze.
Yeah. So, yeah, following just just right behind you, picking my teeth, and whatnot. Just walking in and taking in the sights, seeing all these friends from days past. Long black hair and just buff.
And then Bell.
I had already.
Oh, did you do yours? I must have missed it. I apologize. And then, in that case, you are led up the stairs to the highest rooms where, sitting with what seem to be tea and sandwiches, very small ones, a sign of the wealth and the well-fedness of this particular person. You see Visiela Gervelte, who sits in this dress that looks like it has golden fabric, like lines of thread that have been woven through it to give it its filigree, and it just kind of has a metallic sheen as she moves. She sits. Her form looks quite dainty, even though her dress kind of makes it larger, giving peak to the slightness of her. She sits, black hair, lips made red with lipstick, and very finely attuned with her appearance. With her black eyes, she stares out and smiles slightly. It's so good for all of you to come. I'm sure you are the best. For Gorgo here, I believe, would only associate with as such, as she is one of those amazing people of our city.
Yes, naturally. These are the best of the best. Now, please, little chicken, tell us what has been ailing you.
Well, in this particular instance, Gorgo, and it is not simply me, though. My own life is certainly precious, and maybe it is why I am willing to pay out the money. But the guards have been thusly unsuccessful, but many have suffered. People all over the neighborhood have gone missing. Well, at least one every day. Pillars, well, she thinks for a moment. Neighbors, I should say, people from here. And soon the Black Carnival will come for midsummer, and I have a feeling in my gut that whatever is causing this, if it only finds certain prey now, imagine what will happen when the streets are flooded day and night. And, well, frankly, money is replaceable, but my life is not. So many are missing. Mostly, at first it was a few con artists, grifters, it seemed, and then those who like to carry out their love affairs in secret to keep themselves off the watch. And quite a few of our representatives, those in the city council from this area, have vanished as well.
Do you have reason to think these disappearances are related, or
It is in such frequency. 1 to 2 a night, just and only from this area, from what I can tell. In some of the less affluent neighborhoods, this hasn't been happening. Only within these few blocks, it seems. At least that's where they've been last seen. I've hired security to keep me safe, but the guard has been useless. This needs to happen quickly. There's 7 nights before the Black Carnival and the ball that I regularly host. And I can't tell you how important my ball is, that it not be disturbed.
all right? We will protect your ball. I think 7 days, right, is a small potato. We can do this for sure. I mean, what do you think? This must be somebody rich, right? Or maybe they are preying upon the rich specifically? I don't know.
Started small and worked their way up. Is there a specific time that these individuals have gone missing?
Only at night, from what I can tell. It's the mornings that we understood that they were missing in the first place. The first one is an individual, I would say, less liked by my guild, but a member of it all the same. Mauro Cavalieri.
Okay, so only in the morning do you realize they're gone.
Yes.
In the specific in the area that they've gone missing, has anybody reported anything?
Aya! Go. As far as objects, no, they don't seem to be stealing anything. At least, not that we can tell. Oh.
Well, no, not objects, but anything unusual, smells, sights, sounds.
She thinks for a moment. Some swear at night they heard a gurgling.
Gurgling.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's a sound of like almost someone choking.
In the mornings, what way were the bodies found?
There have been no bodies found.
None at all.
No. They just vanish without a trace.
Only one at a time, or ever in pair, or
Mostly it's one a night, sometimes. Recently it's been 2 at first, from what I can see. At least those that are reported or that we know about.
Is there anything? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was about to ask, is there anything in common between them? Meaning, like, are they nobles? Are they poor people? Are they wizards? What their profession is? Are they the same profession, or Like it's just random.
She thinks, and she kind of repeats. She goes, a good amount were those who would, I would say, some members of our guild. A few others were known for counterfeiting, potentially. And then even then, was often trying to sell artifacts, but probably things they made at home to get tourists, as well as I said, those people who would be carrying on these affairs, and then our city council. But I don't know of a thread that might connect all of them. Though there might be.
I'm
I
going
will
to
say a little bit of this is, I guess I'll set the tone a little bit here. Some of this is mystery, so those who you talk to are not going to tell you everything. Well, I should say that information isn't even available. These are some things for you to thread together.
I'm writing down notes, and she's giving us the answers. I'm gonna write something down and then show it to Belle. And basically, like in shorthand. I wonder if these in shorthand, affecting her illegal business with a question mark, kind of inferring like, are these disappearances affecting her financially? I know it's the concerned about the ball coming up, but behind closed doors type stuff, and that's why she's summoned us.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm showing this to Belle in private.
Showing it's about. You got it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And if you'd acknowledge it acknowledge reading it, then I'll just go back to listening and taking notes.
Do you understand common sign language?
I do not. I have common, goblin, orc, and sylvan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she would just kind of. I think she would kind of like give a a knowing tap to her chest.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. I will continue listening and taking notes.
Belle would ask if she happens to know of the area where the most recent abduction had possibly taken place, or where somebody had been last seen. So as a point of where we could start.
Yeah. She thinks a bit. So I was trying to give something helpful. Indeed. To guests of honor this year that were meant to be at the ball. Um, they were both last seen meeting for a discussion on a book near the fountain of the banker's fountain, and then found and neither returned home.
I would also ask her if the location of their home, or if she happens to have something that belonged to them. It could be as minuscule as like something they handled.
She thinks for a moment. She'll give you where they, they're in their homes, and she thinks,
Because if she has it, then we don't have to go to their house for it.
yeah, she thinks for a moment and says, let's see here. Jilly Bell, she had given me this necklace. She said that was it was a kind of looking at Gorgo, a wedding gift once upon a time, and I've not worn it since the terrible accident that befell my husband. But she said that she herself was given it to pass on, but she never thought she'd marry, so she gave it to me. She apparently had worn it.
I have a possible way I could see if we could track her down using that necklace.
I'd like its return, but if it can help the problem, then yes, of course.
And I will take out like a small handkerchief kind of thing to wrap it in.
Earlier in the conversation, did she name another person who had gone missing? Was she trying to tell us about someone specific?
The first person went missing, Morrow Cavalier. Cavalieri, actually.
Would you tell us more about this person? And maybe you can write their address in my friend's book. And Gorgo will kick Titan a little bit.
Of course. Kind of begins writing that. He's started out life quite poor, became an entertainer, did acting, singing, a bit of grifting, if one was to be honest, but they grew so wealthy that they were able to buy themselves into banking, into the guild. It was one of the more disreputable of our sort, but paid their dues and mostly kept out of notice.
But the history and entertaining. Charlotte, have you heard of this performer before?
I was just wondering if I did.
With your connections, you would know Morrow. You'd quite understand how polite Avracia is being at this moment. You never thought this man told a truth in his life. Would lie about former acting gigs and entertainment to get better gigs. However, always seemed to have the talent or the wits to pull it off. Would say that they played in Duke's courts and never played for anyone important, but yet would get a gig and would impress. Where others were kind of honest and they just would say all types of things. And from what you've heard, they brought that same type of not only fake to make it, but lie out of your butt to make it bigger into their banking as well. Known for fast talking and civil lies that lined their purse, even after going legitimate.
Yeah. I might have crossed his path once or twice.
Perhaps you can help us then learn more about him. We can interview his contacts or people who may have last seen him
Well-
before he disappeared.
What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe we could start at his house. We have his address, and we also
Okay.
have the fountain where the two lovers went missing.
Well, as long as he doesn't, this could be a problem. This is his house, right? So that could be a problem. But I could tell you some
You're
things.
not in his house.
No, I know. But if we're going to his house,
Okay.
presuming he's still alive, yeah. But you know what? He was the type of guy who, if you ever needed something and you needed it done the right way, you would not call Morrow. But he was really good he was a good performer because he performed his way into the stage business. And, but he didn't earn much. Like, he wasn't a good dancer, I'll tell you that. I mostly judge people by their dancing abilities, but he was a good orator. He could enunciate well, and had a very very good theater voice, and he just doesn't have much of a known background, or what is known is not always what's presented. So a really good actor.
Perhaps he is just acting at the being missing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, does anybody else have any questions? I mean, Dice, you've been a little quiet.
I would like to go and see what I can gather from the fountain.
Yeah, I think we should go and look and investigate the fountain first.
Well, hold on. She made these nice little sandwiches for you all. It would be polite to at least sample one for those of you who can stomach food.
I will eat the sandwich. Sure, it is delicious. What is inside? Is this pheasant? A cucumber cream cheese?
These are all cucumber cream cheese sandwiches.
Lovely.
Titan in patient anticipation for everyone to grab their sandwich, so he may grab one or two or several.
And just out of curiosity, this ball that you want to go to in 7 days, is it like a formal party?
Hosting, but yes.
Are we invited?
Very formal. She kind of leans Of course, should the ball go well, things will go well for you indeed. And they shouldn't. Well, Gorgo knows. Should things not go well, things won't go well. Understood?
Right. Well, now we know we need to get some formal wear too.
Charlotte can see Obelis's face. Because I feel like Charlotte would be really excited about contemplating like the outfit she's gonna wear, or what, just like the idea of a ball. Obelis is kind of like on the side, just like cringing at the idea of a ball.
And you can see Gorgo is kind of offended because she always wears her most bestest outfit already. So she is like, I'm already formal. What do you mean we have to go shopping?
Well, I know things like that aren't really your style, but remember we talked about this. You have to get out of the library every once in a while and and socialize.
I do want to just like take a quick glance around. Is there anything unusual inside of this room, like arcane artifacts or I don't know, stakes?
There's not much stakes here, but I mean, this is a very wealthy home, so things that you might find like of that type of interest.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm good. Wherever we need to go next.
Alrighty, shall we start at the fountain?
Sounds like fun.
Am I back? Am I connected?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's wrong. My connection's been weird today.
All right. In that case, you were able to leave with this job and continue attempting to. I just kind of investigating the fountain. Now this place, you hear. Seems to be a popular place to meet. As you come at night, you can already see there's at least 3 couples here who look like they've just sort of met each other in somewhat this early evening, each with a book, and are eagerly discussing, and some look like they're making plans to go on a walk as they continue their talk, as they gather around. The fountain itself shows what appears to be screaming sailors being ripped apart by various creatures. As they scream, each one is holding up a hand, and they're supporting a large, like, looks like a municipal building. You'd recognize as like the head council, where the first building that was said to be built here in Laurencia. They seem to hold that building up, and out of theirs, where the mouths in there is what shoots the waters. And there's inscribed at the base of it, "Thank you for suffering."
Powerful statue.
The dismemberments are very beautiful.
I'd say
No.
based on the statue, the possible gurgling sound, and the victims that have gone missing, you could possibly add vengeful spirit onto the list of possibilities.
Yeah, Charlotte nods, but she's looking at the couples.
And then Obelus will kind of like find a spot like kind of like near the fountain, but not like close to anybody because she doesn't want to deal with people. And she's gonna unfold the handkerchief with the necklace in it and close her eyes, and over one eye she's going to kind of like sketch like a rune just like over and over and over again as she mutters in Celestial, and she's gonna ritually cast Clue.
I was going to do the same thing. So let you do your thing, then I'll cast Clue.
But she's specifically focusing on the connection of this pendant. So like specifically Jilly Bell's like the connection of her and her presence here in this space. So the footprints and fingerprints would be connected to her.
Okay. Yeah, looking, you can see that she seems to have been here. You can see her fingerprints upon the fountain where she sat, and the set that came to, and then presumably walked away to streets that you know are say people call them the cafes, and by name they do sell such things as coffee, though are known for their private rooms. One can drink there with a partner.
Oh, wink, wink.
Is there like plants around us?
Is there what around you?
Plants, like
Plants.
yes.
There is a type of like moss and that grows upon the surface of the water, and a little bit that have come up around the statues. The statue itself is at the center of the fountain, is old. This whole thing is one of the first things built, so it has various weeds and things that have begun to cover it a little bit.
So he's gonna use speech of beast and leaf, and he's gonna try like communicate with those moths and ask what they saw, and if it was any creature, magical type, or maybe it was some sort of demonic stuff.
Okay. They don't seem to have seen any creatures. But in your question, so I said, given that, what is something else you'd like to know?
So, are there was taken by something, or it's like like somebody kidnapped them, like a human, or like?
They indicate that whoever is here, specifically the one that you're probably focusing on, left with a young man. They comment that this young man leaves with a lot of different women with books. And they will tell you that he says he loves each one.
He loves each one.
That's what he says, yes.
I love only one woman in my life. I would not understand that. So a man who loves many women. It's unfortunate.
Oh, I know. Since Molly stole my spell, what I will do is I will go up to. I'm going to go up to one of these couples. Actually, they're a resource. And I just kind of walk up to them, probably while they're making out or whatever they're doing, and just kind of stand there until I have their attention.
Yeah, they definitely are not doing that.
Okay.
The vision here is that people meet to study books together.
Oh.
They then leave together somewhere like a cafe for the other stuff. It's like this. Okay. That's the idea here.
So yeah, I think Charlotte walks out, kind of just in front of them, their hands behind her back, just smiling at them, waiting for them to acknowledge that she's there.
Yeah. I go up. I imagine this to be two women meeting here, and one of them stands up as she just goes, "Can I help you?"
I hope so. Have you heard about this place being kind of a place where people go missing?
She kind of looks. I've heard rumors that some people have last been seen here, but I don't make much of them. Things happen.
Well, I recently lost my mother. Was here, and I've been looking for her. Have you seen her?
What does your mother look like?
Oh crap, did they even tell us what that person looked like?
I mean, you would probably have gotten a description. Okay. I don't want to.
Okay.
Like, if that's what you're trying to do, go for it.
Yeah. So I kind of give a generic description of what we gathered from our contact earlier.
Oh, okay. I'm going to take it for what it is, and she. So interesting. Yeah, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Okay, that is plus something good here. Oh yeah, it's a 22.
Okay. She goes, oh. Kind of it's a little bit of a wicked smile. Must have had you pretty young.
Oh.
They're going to enjoy. They kind of both go like, this would be a fun thing to know. I was. If you've seen her, haven't seen her, but begins to very fervently tell you about where they live. We can take you there. Reunite with your mother.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you
it
sure
would
you know this
be
guy?
it would be quite a sight. Yeah, take you to her house right now.
Okay. I need to probably get my friends though. They were helping me look for her.
No. Walk away.
Is that cool?
Certainly.
Okay, just wait right here. I will go back to, well, obviously not Belle because she's ritually casting, and I can see that Dice is also looking into things. So I'll go up to Titan. Titan,
Oh.
hey, yeah, that a couple ladies over there, they know where the person is.
They know where they are.
Yeah, I told them that she was my mother, and so they agreed to take me to her.
Well, that's strange, doesn't? Uh, Fortune smiles upon us this day, I see.
Yeah. Obviously, we should probably wait for Belle to finish her spell there.
Yes. Actually, do you think you can do me a favor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a lip to this is there like a lip to the fountain, Matt? Like where it like comes out the ground and there's like a lip to it and then goes down into the fountain or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm. Can you just put your hand here on the lip of this, and then we'll do a quick lap around. I'm wanting to feel for anything left behind or anything carved into it where others may not look.
Oh,
I've been told before people find it very strange when I get on the ground and do this myself.
okay. So Charlotte will go up to the area with the fountain here and put her hand down.
Yeah. Anything that feels out of the ordinary.
And then yeah, I'll walk around the fountain. And I'm also going to be like taking deep inhales through my nose, trying to see if there's an odd smell.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Woo. Sorry. Woo. I was pacing in the living room. And the computer is not in the living room. Perception, go. Ooh, 21.
Very nice. Trying to get a smell here. I think, like underneath the lip, you don't see anything in particular. Though, other than you can see, it looks like there is a place where, folks can store. Almost looks like a place you could like place like rings or things underneath. And you can see there's like a few trinkets that look like they've been placed here. Others left behind, including what appears to be a diamond ring.
Oh. Interesting.
Other than that, you can see. So you're trying to see if you can kind of smell.
Yeah, if there's an odor that wouldn't match for this area or the fountain or anything like sulfur, rot, heavy iron, just that just wouldn't match this. Like because of a weird smell to where people wouldn't want to come like here or sit on this side of the fountain. If does that make sense?
Yeah. There is a scent of rot that seems to linger here, just very slight. The waters here with the breeze seems to pass it away, but there's just of like decaying flesh, but very very slight. Like you don't think it's of something necessarily here, but maybe it's blown either from under or another direction.
Okay. And I'm just going to like in the fountain or the water being sprayed or whatever, just lightly get my hand wet, or fingers wet, sniff that, and then if that smells normal, then even give it a taste and see how that tastes.
Yeah, the water seems to smell normal.
Sweet. All right. And taste normal as well?
Yeah.
Okay. That concludes my investigation.
The only thing I'll add for Gorgo before we maybe move on from the scene or whatever is that Gorgo is shit at investigation, apparently. So she's just sort of been standing by herself, mumbling about all the things that could cause a gurgling noise, all the different ways you could kill somebody that would make them gurgle. Like if the blood was in the windpipe, that would make them gurgle. I mean, I have bitten people in the neck and then they have gurgled. And she's thinking about that. The only thing maybe she would catch is, are the books that people are reading, are they the same or different books?
Different books. They match each other, but people don't have the same book as other couples.
Got it. And also she would be always is passively aware if anybody is lurking and watching the scene besides us. Is there somebody like in the bushes waiting to pounce on a couple or something?
Yeah, I would say you don't get a sense of anything like that.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all Gorgo has to contribute to this part of the session.
I would have shared about the diamond ring and the other trinkets being placed I would have shared all the information I gathered. They're very trusting to leave their trinkets here, just out in the open.
I would come out of my investigation with Clue, and actually it lasts for 10 minutes, so we could actually even follow the footprints potentially. I would know that like what was her name? Jilly Bell's footprints lead in that direction towards the cafes. Where drinking seems to be optional.
Does this mean we are splitting the party? Are some of us following the trail to the cafe and some of us following the ladies taking Princess Charlotte to the house?
Where is it in the same direction that they're taking Charlotte? That they
it is not in the same direction.
I would say that we could always come back to this thread, but I don't feel like it would be safe to wholly go on our own, especially seeing as these people that go missing, they never get seen again.
Okay. Well, and also I could also help with the spell because I also know that spell. So in other words, if we go to a house, I can wait outside and cast a spell, because I probably can't go in, or I can go in. It's just it would be bad, but I'll do it if we need to.
I do agree. I think we should follow your lead if these people are willing to guide us, and we can come back to the coffee shop whenever.
Yeah, I think they're being very upfront and very truthful, and it's nothing we should worry about.
Did Dice share what he found out from the plants?
No. So he would probably go to Gorgo. And he would be like, I think it's like somebody going study, and they take them away. Am I correct from the understanding? From what was the description?
Yeah, you said that they come in and this person tends to leave with different women into the cafe area.
So maybe we should go and ask people in cafe what they saw or heard.
Yes, I am totally in agreement. I think if this person is not the culprit we're looking for, then I'm going to kill him anyway, so it's best we find him.
Tell them to hold on. We'll be back.
Well, we can when we go to the cafe after, we could ask those questions about this guy. I think we go to the house first, and then when we come back to the cafe, we will ask about this man with lots of women.
Yeah.
Obelus would quietly lean over to Titan, even though he's like probably a foot taller than her, and be like, add possible hag / incubus to the list.
Hag plus ink you pus.
Bus B.
Boss. Boss B. Okay. Got it. I love it.
Very good. All right, so it sounds like you're going to follow these two women.
Yep, you're my friends.
As we follow them, Obelus would be looking for any trace, like anything that looks like they have weapons on them, or like a magical focus, such as like a wand or like a spell book.
Okay. Of these women, they don't seem to have any of those things.
Okay.
But as you follow them, they
But
lead you to. Yep.
I will say too, for the next 10 minutes, probably 9 or 8 at this point, Clue will still be up. So if whatever trail that Jilly Bell might have taken, like if she ended up going anywhere else in between, I would see her footsteps.
Gotcha. 100%. So, I think following the footsteps here, so you do see as you follow them, you can see that these. It did seem like she came directly from this house. Shouldn't necessarily make any stops. And as you come to this kind of nice iron fenced in place with imagery that is actually somewhat similar to the fountain as far as like this depiction of suffering for the city. You can see that all the drapes here look fresh coming out the window and are black in color. Each window with a single candle in it as well, which is in here Morencia, kind of a symbol of mourning. And as you step a little bit away to the house, the two men don't take you right up there, as they just say, "Oh, there, this is where your mother lives, little one."
Yeah, on the way here, it started occurring to me that this story is falling apart. Like, I don't know where my mom lives. Oh, yeah, I know. I live here, of course.
Yes, no, they're convinced you're an illegitimate child who was abandoned and are looking for her and are seeking to ruin her reputation. That is what is happening right now.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Wow. I love it. I wonder which room will be my room.
At this point, Obelus is like, oh.
We should knock.
Yes, it appears she did not live alone, right? If people are mourning her loss.
I knock at the door.
Knock on the door, you can see a young woman answers. She's in a black dress of mourning. Looks maybe to be 16 or 17. And she looks at all of you and takes... can I help you?
Does she resemble the person? Or no, she doesn't resemble the person. Or the...
I don't know if you've seen her, but she does. You think this is probably a sister.
Oh, hi. We're sisters.
Oh. Okay, there. She's going to react to this badly. I think give me a persuasion check.
Jeez.
For how bad this is going to go.
You are her niece, if she is the sister of your mother.
It's 31.
31.
Oh shit!
Nice.
She breathes. I'm sorry, you must have me mistaken with someone else.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was told that the woman who might be my mother went missing, and I heard that someone here had gone missing, and I probably jumped to conclusions. But maybe we all have something in common.
Yes, maybe. Sorry, we are currently in this. She's been missing so long, my sister, that I think we are mourning her passage and deciding how to move on at this point. That's what we're doing right now, and I really do need to get back to it.
Of course. Maybe we could help.
Morning's kind of a private thing.
I know, but we don't have anywhere to stay, and we're also sort of mourning, and I thought maybe we could all mourn together. But it's okay.
Yeah, she does not seem like she's buying that line of thought.
Okay. Nonetheless, maybe. Well, one thing we're thinking of trying to do is to find where these folks who went missing are.
Are you investigating for the guard?
Not for the guard, not exactly, no. But we got some information from similar types that kind of led us here. And we're actually about to go follow up on another lead.
I see.
Maybe you could give us some helpful information to...
Yeah, so I think that persuasion, she goes, if you're really trying to find her, I just know she kind of blushes, going to discuss a book with a young man. And I was going to be going out later, which I did. I went out later to find her, to explain that she had gotten lost, but I never found her or him.
Did she say his...
I checked with his parents, and he hadn't come home that night either.
What was his name?
Japheth.
Gorgo takes out a little black book and writes Jeffeth in it, and everybody here would know that as our hit book.
Jeez.
Damn.
No, nothing yet. Okay. What was she wearing?
Give a description of this like nice blue dress, somewhat simple, with a corset.
And did she say the name of the book?
Oh, it was on Unseen History.
Unseen History. Anybody else have anything?
Belle would like to insight her on whether or not she seems more like if it is like she's sad in mourning or angry, vengeful in mourning.
Okay, give me an insight check.
$22.
Very nice. I think you get the sense that she is a little happy that her sister is missing.
Sorry, quick reminder. How long has she been missing at this point?
A few days. But in this world, a few days, there's likely something not good.
Okay, thank you.
I would say, like, this could be like an inheritance thing where she might be happy or some other stuff. It depends. Could be various jealousies. but you get the relationship might have been maybe more on her own opportunities.
Then the only other thing I would ask is if perhaps she knew, or if her sister was the type of person who would have kept a diary of sorts that could help provide insight into choices she might have made that would have led to her disappearance.
She, yes, sure. And she will go ahead and let you have the diary. Looking at it, there are things like you get the feeling that she. You do see an entry where she is going for this book reading, and she only used she said with J. And in the last few weeks, you can see that she's also gone on book readings with F and C and E.
All the letters.
And L.
What about H?
And afterwards, there's a rating on how good the book was. Some are exhilarating. Some of should have read another book.
Some need a sequel.
That is seemingly the content.
Of what we've learned so far, I can't remember the names that the First Lady gave us, but is there like an obvious connection between these initials and other people who've gone missing?
No.
Okay, got it.
And of course, for this particular one, because it's a limited campaign, I am being a little bit more like, nah. Like, that I normally would be if we were just playing a big thing.
Can I try to do a perception check to see if she just generally relieved that her sister dead, or it's like something darker underlining this?
Yeah, give me a perception check, I think, kind of looking around.
That's a natural 20. So.
Very nice. You can see that there is she's fiddling with a ring on her finger nervously, and when she does, you notice that there's no tan line, meaning that the ring is relatively new. She doesn't wear it or hasn't worn it really too much before, and there's no markings either where the skin would be like indented from it. But it is a comment here in Merencia of the first in the first heirs denoting the ring of the first heir, meaning that this must have been given to her in the next few days, the last few days rather, that she is now the first in line, likely.
So I will again use Grog as my messenger, and I will be like very softly telling her in her ear that nobody really hears, I would assume, and a dice would be like, I think it's about being first in the family. Look at her ring. It's new.
She will nod, like she acknowledges what you are saying, but doesn't want to tip off this girl in the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
You should come see a dance show sometime. Well, everyone, I think we should probably let her get back to mourning now.
Oh, thank you. And as she, you all go to leave, she just kind of look at Titan for a second and just go, "Do you enjoy books?"
I do.
Maybe we should read sometime.
I'd like that very much. Over by the fountain.
Smiles for a second. Goes, anyway, hope you find out what happened. She will show the door.
Titan.
Did she not want to read with me? Read?
I think you're on a date.
Obella pinches the bridge of her nose as they walk out.
Well, I mean, but when? Hopefully tonight.
Well, I guess you'll just have to get back in contact with her, provided that she's not the one who, killed her sister.
But, well, I'll say that, and then I'll go quiet, and then
Let's start getting back to the coffee shop.
Yeah, because she's just kind of remembering that you like to read for later. This is just sort of chase down another time.
Perhaps this is a good angle, though, just saying. I mean, if we could put Titan in a compromising position, maybe we could bait whoever is kidnapping these people out. They try to take Titan, and then we get them red-handed.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it in front of the door in case she is behind all of this. But yes, we meet to read a book at the fountain at night, and if something comes to claim her or me or anyone else in the vicinity, we can spring our trap under the guise of a date.
You need to find a good book.
I have plenty of books. I have books of our past adventures. We could probably find a library somewhere around here, or if she has a book, why don't she invite me on to read books, but then not tell me which? I don't understand these things. But yes, Bella, what do you think about all of this?
Big guy, the reading of the book is a euphemism for a date.
For what?
You bring the book, you have a date.
I
Then
think
you
it
go
is.
for coffee, and she makes air quotations, at the cafe, where it's not really coffee. It's where you spend the night with one another.
Ugh. No, that's gross. She's grieving. That would be taking advantage of their emotions. And it's not my type.
She was a little young.
And for Bog, like looking at him and saying, she doesn't have to be. We just have to put you there. Since she's like you, kinda. I don't know.
I'm down with your idea, not with whatever, and point back to the house, whatever her idea is.
but 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 she seemed like she have a new ring on the finger. I think there's some sort of tradition here that the heirs get the ring after somebody passed away. So what if is she involved?
Yeah, because how would she have gotten the ring if her sister's still missing?
Exactly. How she knows?
I don't know.
Look at Bella. Titan looks at Bella.
Well, I suppose that increases the hag likelihood, but I still think Incubus has a good running.
Mhm.
So
I'm feeling less vengeful ghosts though.
I just don't really understand how one girl becoming the new heir for her family would lead to so many other disappearances.
Well, since most of those that have gone missing are wealthy, perhaps it could be either a fiend of sorts or a hag making deals to elevate certain people in their families. But they would also have to give them something in return.
like firstborn?
Sometimes it's the firstborn, sometimes it is a current born. Could be innocent blood. This is sometimes the most common. Sometimes it could even be particular promises in the future.
You know, I'm a firstborn, and I do have more titles than my sister.
Well, would anyone be opposed of staying at the fountain as a group, but staying at the fountain tonight and see what happens or see what we see?
You could
You don't
try
wanna go-
that.
Not.
The
I'm
cafe?
sorry.
Or we could follow the cafe first.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Do the cafe and then after that, after it closes or whatever, then yeah, scope it out. Not be too far from each other, but enough to where enough to where we can still see each other, but nobody else knows that we're together.
Well, even if they're closed, I have ways of getting in.
Perfect.
Okay. So having this line of action, you move towards the cafe district. And for there we will end for tonight.